Look, crypto regulations are coming in faster than a flaming bucket of buffalo wings. Let's be real. But will that new regulation be effective in curbing massive losses in the crypto space? Or will crooks and swindlers continue to get away with the millions of dollars of early investor seed money meant for the soon-to-be blooming crypto industry? In this second installment of the series, I'm going to scan through the storied history of crypto and provide you with some examples of failed crypto projects from the past. That is the best way to learn from the past. Then I will talk about the key players in US regulation for crypto and the big question that is yet to be fully answered. I'll pack all of this and more into this episode for you, but you need to do your part. And make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, boom, bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate it. Now, let's get into what I think crypto regulation is going to look like in 2023 and the coming years. So the history of regulatory attempts in the crypto industry are perplexing in some places and deathly frightening in others. Got your attention? Well, crypto has actually been through a lot in its almost 15 years of existence, but no other aspect has been more interesting than observing how regulators have reacted to the revolutionary new technology. In the early days of cryptocurrency, there were very few regulations in place. It was the Wild West, baby. However, as the industry grew and more people began to invest in crypto, governments and regulatory bodies began to take notice. In 2013, the US Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, issued guidance on how cryptocurrencies should be regulated. That guidance clarified that virtual currency exchangers and administrators were to be considered money transmitters under the Bank Secrecy Act, the BSA, and were actually therefore subject to the same regulations and reporting requirements as traditional money transmitters like PayPal. The guidance also required virtual currency businesses to maintain records of transactions and customer information, look out for money laundering activity, and to make that information available to law enforcement upon any request. This was the beginning of what is called KYC, or Know Your Customer rules, that are now pretty standard on most exchanges that you can use inside of the United States, and it's been present in all of our banking systems for basically ever. Look, the US government had some laws that were barely working in the TradeFi industry, and they thought that applying them to crypto would be effective. It was a nice thought, but it was like telling a bunch of neighborhood kids to wear a helmet when they ride their bike. They will obviously wear it when you are looking, but as soon as they round the corner, that helmet comes off and then they are popping wheelies. The combination of deceptive accounting practices that had been perfected in TradeFi and regulators' wild overestimation of their capacity to monitor crypto has led to an explosion of fraud and over-leveraged crypto firms popping up one day and failing in the next. Some popular examples show that what is happening in the current bear market with Luna, FTX, and Genesis are nothing new to crypto. Mt. Gox was one of the first and largest, most well-known crypto exchanges in the early days of the industry. However, in 2014, it was revealed that the exchange had lost 850,000 Bitcoins, worth around 450 million at the time due to a security breach. Ruh-roh! Mt. Gox filed for bankruptcy and it was eventually shut down. Mt. Gox was not even criminal, but regulators did know and still had no idea how to protect consumers from hackers on exchanges and what are called blockchain bridges. OneCoin was a large-scale cryptocurrency project that promised high returns to investors, but it was later discovered to be a Ponzi scheme. Shout out Bernie Madoff! The founder and several others were arrested and investors lost millions of dollars in 2016 and 2017. BitConnect was a cryptocurrency lending and exchange platform that promised high returns to investors. BitConnect! However, the platform was widely criticized for being a Ponzi scheme before it collapsed in 2018 and regulators had absolutely no idea. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Good job, BitConnect. There was actually a great meme that came out on that one though that almost made the whole thing worth it for my OGs watching. And if you know, you know. Tether was accused of operating an uncollateralized stablecoin and of hiding $850 million loss from Tether holders. The early 2021 scandal resulted in a lawsuit from the New York State Attorney General's office. The Hong Kong-based owners of Tether were able to cut a check for $18.5 million to settle without having to admit wrongdoing, which has actually preserved their current rank as the third largest coin by market cap. I've obviously gone down that rabbit hole with this one. You can find my many juicy videos on Tether on my channel, and it's actually in a playlist named Tether. And I obviously avoid Tether like the plague. This is only a light selection of deviant crypto projects that have in one way or another screwed over their users with little or no intervention from the even more powerful regulators. To try to get ahead of the persisting fraud and risk in crypto, the New York State Department of Financial Services proposed the BIT license in 2014. The BIT license came with a whole set of regulations for crypto businesses looking to operate in the state of New York. Fun fact, Tether can't do that. Although the BIT license did pretty much what the FinCEN did at the federal level, it only really caused many crypto startups to leave New York. A similar BIT license bill was introduced in California but did not pass and has not passed in any other state. Now, there's this little thing called the New York Stock Exchange, and it's likely the reason that BIT license passed in New York. Wall Street likely just wanted to feel like they were doing something about the investment market share that they were losing in crypto. Now, let's talk about the key players and organizations involved in crypto regulation. The most notable regulatory body in the US is the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, which has the authority to regulate securities and has been active in investigating and enforcing regulations related to crypto. The Commodity and Futures Trade Commission, or the CFTC, also has jurisdiction over certain aspects of the crypto market, such as derivatives. And if you don't know what derivatives are, go Google it. A big ongoing narrative in crypto centers around which of these regulatory agencies has jurisdiction over the crypto industry, and it could actually come down to all of them, obviously in different capacities. As you might have guessed, the outcome of this debate hinges on the legal classification of crypto and its instruments. This may be the biggest question in the crypto regulation conversation, even as crypto approaches its 15th birthday. And this is where Gary Gensler's name inevitably makes its way back into one of my videos, because he is the chairman of the SEC, which regulates securities and uses the Howey test to measure if an asset is a security or not. As recently as August 3rd, Gary Gensler has actually stated that crypto products are subject to the securities laws and must work within our securities regime. Even though in the past he has conceded that perhaps some coins like Bitcoin that have a decentralized ledger may actually be commodities. Weird. In 2016, the CFTC actually cemented its position on that by stating Bitcoin and other virtual currencies are encompassed in the definition of commodity and are properly defined as commodities. So why does that matter? Well, the CFTC is believed to be more technology neutral and tends to intervene only when assets or markets under its jurisdictions are being manipulated, while the SEC takes a protect the investor approach. The problem with Gary Gensler's SEC having sole jurisdiction over crypto is that many crypto investors are early adopters and understand the risks involved, namely a lack of FDIC safety nets and other risk reduction measures that exist in TradeFi. Another way to look at this question is by examining the organization that issued the cryptocurrencies and how the supply of which is or can be changed by that organization. These questions are at the core of crypto regulation, but it is unclear exactly how the dust will settle on these issues. And my bias is make sure you get in front of it before you get left behind, or at the very worst, run over. There are certainly some best and worst case scenarios emerging, and those are exactly what I'm going to cover in the next episode of this series. So let me know what you think about crypto. Is it a commodity, or is it a security? Or is it something else entirely? Will this Wild West days of crypto ever be reined in, or will personal security and crypto education become essential as crypto takes over and is never tamed? And if you like content like this, make sure you watch the previous videos and make sure you show up to the next video in the series. And obviously, make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, boom, bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for showing up to this video. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.